Hello, everybody. This is Jonathan Simkin, the president of 604 Records. We're doing a versus recording today regarding the Armchair Cynics, and I have two great guests here from Armchair Cynics. We have Kenn, who, where are you, Kenn? You must be
Hello, I am here.
Where, in your home in
I am here in beautiful Souk, British Columbia.
Oh, why did I think you were in Langford or Langdale or one of the Langs?
No, I live out in the boonies in bear country.
Gotcha. Then next to him is Dave Genn. Well, not next to him, in the visual next to him. Dave, I would assume, is in a studio in Vancouver there.
I am.
Look at that, with all those impressive guitars behind.
I thought you were at Long and McQuaid.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, music has been tough these days, so after retail.
No, that's great. All right. Well, thank you guys for doing this. We're going to just talk a little bit. We're putting out some Armchair Cynics music, which I'm very, very excited about.
Yay!
And the guys were nice enough to come to 604. I don't know, it must be about a month ago now, a little bit more, and recorded a podcast with the band and did some recording, and we're going to be putting that out.
Wait, what? Stop, huh? Recording?
Some performances, live performances.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't know that?
I had heard a rumor, but I want to address this rumor.
Okay, what do you ask away? Ask your questions. What do you want to know?
When was the last time you guys played together?
Oh, very long time, probably 15 years, something like that.
And how did it go?
It went good. It was pretty good. I mean, it was certainly harder for me.
Those songs are high.
Well, I had to make some compromises.
Right.
And so that's one thing what Buddhism's good for, is learn to accept our limits. But nonetheless, we went out.
The music business is really good for compromises too.
Sure is.
Has to be.
He sounded great. He's being hard on himself. He sounded great.
I look forward to hearing it.
Sounded great. It really did. Like, I was just sitting in the control room. I mean, I think we were all sitting there listening afterwards. And at one point I kind of looked up and said, like, what year is this? Where am I? What's going on?
That's pretty funny.
It was so disorienting.
Well, you guys have all been playing since the band broke up. Like, you've all been active musicians. So,
and so mainly Adam's been really active. Ryan's been active, and that I kind of stepped away. So for me to come back, I felt a little like it, one of those beginning of Rockies when he had to train against the Russians.
Yeah,
but I was just going to Vancouver. But it was good.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's good. And then also, as part of this, we're putting out some. Have we decided? I don't know if we've decided exactly what we're putting out, but we're putting out some previously unreleased music. But we're also going to do some enhancements to the music that's already out there. And by that, I just mean, we might add some bonus tracks. We might, stuff like that. We're going to, probably do some vinyl. We're going to put out some previously unreleased music.
It was cool. It was cool you gave us that call.
I've said it before. I don't want to gush too much, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's one of the best bands I've ever worked with. And, this is a funny business. And as Clint Eastwood said in Unforgiven, deserves got very little to do with the success people have. A lot of it's timing, a lot of it's circumstance. And, but to me, anytime I'm interviewed, and I get that question a lot, especially after, the label was around for 20 years, like, is there any band that you think should have, and it's always Armchair Cynics. I'm like, that's the one that, I
very
felt
nice of you to say
should have been like huge and did okay. It's not like it was a flop. It wasn't a flop at all.
We had a lot of fun.
And it's funny because I was looking at your Spotify recently, and I mean, there's still people listening. There's still fans.
Oh, yeah.
They have a higher monthly listener number than a lot of active bands have. So there's fans out there, and which is satisfying in a lot of ways. And I'm just really stoked to have some new music to put out, to have a story to sort of tell. And, that's partly why we're, doing this today, because Dave, you were obviously very involved in both records.
He was the fifth member of the band.
There it is.
There's actually several fifth members that came went, actually, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you're the reigning champ.
Well, good. Back to the Rocky comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Well, why don't we start with this? Like, because I don't remember. I mean, we're talking a long time ago. Suddenly, so like Dave, what? How did you get involved? I'm assuming I got you involved, but maybe not. I don't even really remember. Do you remember?
This is like Harold, Krumar, and Cheech and Chong trying to remember events from 20 years ago. Three of us. If memory serves, you had been tipped off to the band, Jonathan. I think maybe they'd sent you some demos or something. And you sent me down to see them. I took a look at them. There was a bar on Granville Street. Wasn't that the first time I saw you play, Ken?
I think so.
Bar on Granville Street that's not there anymore. And I went down, and very quiet room. Like, nobody was there. I remember I went down with my friend Terry Sinclair, who was working at Virgin, the label at the time. So another industry person with ears. And we both thought the band really had something, like, you know, sort of 1 foot in 90s modern rock and 1 foot that was quite current and informed by the sort of the second wave of new wave that was happening at the end of the millennium. And you guys were straddling that line really, really nicely. And, you know, could really see that you guys could sing and write, and you had a producer in the band who was really good in the studio. You know, what wasn't there to like? It seemed like a perfect match for me. I don't remember initial conversations that I might have had with you, Jonathan, but I'm sure that you sent me down. I can't remember happening on these guys myself. I think they'd maybe sent you demos and you said, go take a look.
Yeah, boy, I don't remember that show. I don't remember shit.
You were there too.
I'm sure I was, but I don't remember
both went
shit.
down to take a look.
We're all going to take your word on that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I do remember that it was internal and with you guys, and that Jonathan then introduced us to you and the concept of you, and all of us were huge fans of Dave's work as a musician, and so and his taste in the way he played. And so when we listened to the other work he did, we knew that we would be taken care of after talking with Dave, because Dave's really thoughtful, and you made us feel like you'd be there to really listen. And you were the whole time. And that's why I say you're a fifth member, right? Obviously, because of the awareness and the care that you put into it.
Well,
and then was Chad involved right at that time too? Right?
You know, I've been trying to figure that out too. And he, you know, Chad doesn't really remember much about that period of time either. I mean, we're talking.
Yeah, he's the Tommy Chong in the
right, exactly.
I remember it was at that time that he still had his office in your office at that time. And he heard of us and he was super busy. And he asked if he could he's like, I got time for 2 songs. Can I do 2 songs with these guys? And then that was right at the beginning. And then we were left kind of going, well, he's leaving. And we're like, well, we'd love to work with Dave and I think we were kind of simultaneously working both with you at the same time.
Did I even hear Bang before Chad recorded it?
I think that's what Chad picked. Chad was kind of like, you know, for his reasons, he runs the label, paid for the bills. He was like, I'm going to do this song. And that's when he pulled Joey in and that.
Did he have did he do another one too?
He sat around with Surprise Ending, but I think he really only sat in the room with for Bang.
Yeah, the official credits list Bang and Surprise Ending, produced by Chad Kruger and Joey Moy.
Yeah.
Mixed by Joey Moy.
That's right. He wrote that little intro lick too, or something.
I remember being at Mountain View at Chad's studio. That I have a very distinct memory of being there maybe 1 or 2 days when you were out there working. And then because I'm looking at the liner notes right now, and it looks like all the stuff with Dave was done at, oh, wow. Actually, it's all over the place. It says recorded by Dave Genn and Scott Turnan at Mushroom, Greenhouse, Bridge Burner, and Umbrella, which is Josh Ramsey's studio. So what the?
I think that Josh took care of his own vocals, and that's where his place would come from. And then Dave and we worked on my vocals closely at his house, I think, or did pre there or something, I can't remember. And then we did Coal Mine inside of Mushroom.
Yeah. Those credits you're looking for, were those for starting today, or were they for Killing the Romance?
I am looking at Killing the Romance label copy right now, and there's lots of interesting stuff because I'm sitting here looking at it going, oh yeah, like I forgot that person, like Ryan Anderson. Do you remember Ryan?
I still see he was doing for marketing, wasn't he?
No, he was doing editing. He was Chad's kind of
that Ryan
editor, who I haven't even heard the name in 20 years. Like it's, there's lots of people in here, even people like on the Dave sessions. It's funny. So Zach Blackstone was involved.
He would have assisted Warren on the mix, maybe.
Exactly, at Warehouse. That was done at Warehouse.
Yeah.
By the way, I asked Warren to be a part of this, and he declined. He was interesting. He said he has his own sort of policy about he doesn't do these. He doesn't do podcasts. He doesn't like talking about music that he's worked on, which I thought was, I respected that, no problem. I just thought it was interesting,
I actually talked to him about it, and he said, well, what am I going to say? Well, I added some top to this, and I added some top to that. That's pretty well the story.
Yeah, it's fine. Listen, and in fairness to him, it's not like, I know the two of you in ways I don't really know Warren.
Right.
Like, for example, I haven't had sex with Warren.
This is something not a lot of people know. And this is what this podcast is about.
That's really what it's like the Brokeback Mountain of podcasts. So
you guys tricked me. You tricked me into this.
We did trick you. But there's other people here. Like, it's funny. Like Scott Turnan is Scott, right?
Scott Turnan was the house engineer at
Mushroom,
and a very good engineer.
Yeah, I remember he was good.
I made a bunch of records in a row with him.
What happened to him?
He went into special effects on movie sets.
Is that right? And he's still around? You ever talk
he's on movie sets all over Vancouver doing special effects.
Good for him.
Practical effects. So like deals with fire and like practical effects as opposed to computer generated after the fact.
And
like
do you remember
set effects?
His girlfriend was Teresa Caravato.
Yeah.
Because I got him in big trouble because I can't remember why I mentioned that he was smoking or something at the studio, and he was supposed to have quit smoking, and it ended up being a big problem, and I felt so horrible. It's like
causing trouble.
Weird thing to remember, but for some reason I remember that. But then there's these other people, like I don't remember any of them. Like this is from Greenhouse. Do you remember Brandon Charrington?
He would have been the assistant,
recording assistant, and Brian Coyson.
Yeah, he probably subbed in as an assistant during the session at some point.
Sean Penner, that name's more familiar to me.
Sean was an assistant and an engineer there, yeah.
And then Ian Castleman drum tech, and so did Shane Wilson.
Yeah, so we would have had those guys in, brought drums in, get them tuned up and sounding good. I still use Shane as a drum tech all the time. He's got great drums and great ears.
I see him around. Like, I don't know if he lives on Main Street, but I certainly, from time to time...
He lives basically in between you and I on Main Street.
Good dude. I always like running into him. And that's it. Like, as far as the credits and stuff, that's kind of it. The record did well. Bang in particular, and Coal Mine. Both those songs got radio play. Both those songs we did videos for. Dave, you'll be interested to know that we're upscaling both those videos. So we're using AI technology to upscale them. And one thing that's always driven me crazy is Coal Mine, because you look at that on YouTube and it looks like many videos do from that era. The technology wasn't really there then, and so a lot of stuff got uploaded. Now it just looks pixelated and kind of. But boy, wait till you see the upscaled version of Coal Mine. I think we've done 3. We did Coal Mine, we did Bang, and we did Ablaze.
Yeah.
And all three of them look, I mean, Ablaze in particular, because the technology had improved 5 years later or 4 years
It's
later.
also that Ablaze is also an awesome video. Like, it looks awesome.
Well, now it looks even more awesome. Like, it's just so in your face. It's pretty wild.
I was talking about the guitars.
Gotcha. And, I got to tell you, and I did see those emails today with you and Warren, Dave. I just haven't had a chance to respond to them. I was under the mistaken impression, and I might be the only one, that the song Picky, also known as
Moment Like This.
Moment Like This. Actually, I should have said it the other way around. It's a moment like this, also known as Picky. I thought that was an outtake from Starting Today, but I guess it was an outtake from Killing the Romance. Did you know that, Ken?
I didn't. I thought it was Starting Today.
It sounds more like Starting Today to me.
Maybe it was the end of it, and so it was, and it, yeah.
But
well, it's because
have we determined whether Warren did the mix or not? Because Warren mixed the Killing the Romance stuff that I did, and Mike Fraser did Starting Today. All of Starting Today?
I think so.
So the credits on Starting Today mixed at the warehouse by Mike Fraser. Yeah, that's funny because isn't that what Warren was saying today, that he thinks I was wrong about that, and that it was an outtake from, because he said he found a copy.
He found an MP3. He found an MP3, so he feels that he remembers mixing it.
So it had to be from that.
And it was
record.
in 2005. So that's the
Killing the Romance.
Yeah, that's Killing the Romance here.
There you go.
Isn't that
the
something?
big question is, regardless of what record it was recorded for, why did it get held back?
You're the producer. You tell me.
It was the band's decision. It wasn't me.
I don't know. Maybe we had some psychological hang up about who we thought we were or something. But I listened to that song. I think it's great. So I don't know what we were thinking.
Yeah, I don't remember it. I mean, when I heard it, when I sort of came up with this idea and contacted Ken and sort of said, hey, like, send me everything you have. I heard it the first time and went, holy like, what? Why wasn't this on the record? Again, at the time, I thought it was. I assumed maybe it's because if it had been as I thought from Starting Today, there's a lot of songs on that record. I think that's 11 songs or 12 songs.
Yeah, it's a long record, and the songs are long. So
so I figured, it must have just gotten cut because we had to cut something. But then why didn't we put it out as a piece? I mean, all that stuff I just gone from my memory completely. And who cares? I'm happy that it's.
We thought we would release it one day, and here we are.
We just didn't know it would take 20 years.
This podcast is going exactly how I thought it was going to be. Do you remember? No. Do you remember? No. Why didn't we? I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, I mean, it's interesting to me. Like the credits are quite different, obviously, on Starting Today. Different people are involved. So Dean Marr, who we all, at least Dave and I still know Dean. Dean is the engineer. He's kind of a well-known local engineer who I've
nice guy.
I've known for 30 years or so. It was recorded at the warehouse and at Hipposonic.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So we would have done
the
beds. We would have done the beds at the warehouse, and then we would have done Hipposonic when it was across the hall from 604.
That's right. I forgot about that. Remember that?
Yeah.
So remember when Hipposonic was across the hall from the old offices, and they had, I really liked those rooms for guitars, actually. They were really tight, great sounding guitar rooms. And we were there for a while.
Interesting.
I can remember being across the hall from you for a while there making that record.
Yeah.
Well, of course you were. You got paid by the day, so you stretched out.
Well, we also moved in. We also, after we finished doing like most of the guitars at Hippo, we moved across the hall into the back room, the studio at 604.
Oh yes,
and we did like sort of some additional overdubs, some keyboards, and vocals.
It does say that. It does say that. I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah.
So that we finished the record up in the back of 604, and we were there. We were there for a while too. Like that record, we were on it for months.
How interesting. I mean, it's funny because it says in the credits recorded at, Warehouse, Hipposonic, Armory. Do you remember why Armory was involved?
Yes, we did horns there.
That's what you
Horns,
did.
because it says additional recording by Paul
You never really
Silvera.
gave it a chance.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we did horns there.
Oh yeah, and it says additional recording by Paul Silvera, who of course still is the guy there, which is funny. And but it's funny when I read that 604 record studio, because like it wasn't really a studio; it was just a storage room in the back of 604 that
Well,
we.
if you call it a studio, it's a studio.
That's yeah.
Well,
So-
I mean, that was I don't know if you remember the history of that, but the only reason that even exists is because of the organ. The organ made a record and they threw it away. They didn't like it. They made a record with a couple of guys from the New Pornographers. They hated it. They literally threw it away, came and told me we threw the record away. And I said, great. There's, however much money I spent down the toilet. I said, what are we going to do now? Can we record in the back of your building? I said, okay. And once they did that and it went so well, I mean, that record's a classic. Once they did that and it went so well, we actually put a little money. We built a little booth.
Yeah.
And we got a piano, got a baby grand piano in there. And and that's very much the genesis of the current studio we have. Like, that's what made me think, like, we need to have our own studio. Like, it just makes sense,
I remember playing Halo back in that room in between takes and stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. In the next room, in the lounge, we had the giant TV with the Xbox connected to it. And so the personnel on this record, let's see if this evokes anything. So we've already talked about Paul Silvera. Scott Turnan was involved on that one as well. Brendan Brown, that name does not even... Assistant. And then Brock McFarlane, who of course now is a mastering guy.
Yeah. A very good one.
Very good mastering guy who we often use. Rob Stephenson, who, boy, I remember the name so well, but I'm having trouble remembering. Wasn't he the Armory guy?
Assistant at the Armory.
Yeah. And then Ian Castleman again, drum teching.
Yeah.
We've got mixed by Mike Fraser. Now, that to me is interesting. I had completely forgotten that Fraze was even involved. And looking back, that seems like a strange choice to me. And listen, I love Mike. I've used him on many, many things over the years, and I still do. But he's such a rock guy. And that record isn't like what I would consider, it's a rock record, but it's not like a rock record.
No, I think it was us again, just wanting to work with him and being blind by that.
Yeah.
At that time, I was using Fraze for a lot of things as well.
Maybe that, yeah.
Yeah, well, you got him on the Mariana's Trench record.
Yeah, and I'd used him on Headley, and I'd used him on Daniel Wesley. He was kind of my go-to guy at that point for mix.
And he's a great mixer. I mean, and this record sounds great. So no complaints. Yeah, no complaints at all. But I just looking back, I kind of went, isn't that funny that I wonder, what that choice was.
I think you said that at the time too. You're like, well, that's weird. And we were like, yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah, well, again, the proof's in the result, and the record sounds great. Now, since we have figured out that Picky was from the EP, what about those other like songs that we're thinking about putting out, like the ones that were recorded?
We got ones. I think Dave might have heard a couple songs, like "Waiting for a Sign."
Mm-hmm.
Was one that was, I think, came a day in that section. Ryan's a huge fan of that. He thinks that's single material.
I do too. I think it's a very strong song.
It's really, and it goes even as far back as the song "Conversations," which I believe is from our first album we did ourselves, Coffee Shop Confessions.
Oh, so the songs that we have as sort of the outtakes or the unreleased demos, Conversations that you just mentioned, It Ain't Right. I don't remember.
That actually is the oldest song of them all, I think.
Interesting. A Moment Like This that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Let's Run. That would I have memories of at the time.
I love that song.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Me too. I like it a lot as well. And then Waiting for a Sign that we just talked about. I'd Break, I'd Bleed.
Oh, that was us seeing how kind of harder we could go. And I was practicing that song and I could totally sing it. It took right now, when we were going to perform it at 604 right now. And then when I got sick, Right before that, I lost the ability to sing it. It's a pretty heavy song.
Yeah, it is a heavy song. And then the weird one that sort of just popped up recently is called The Drugs.
Oh yeah, that was from the Dave sessions too, I think.
Do you know that
We
song,
took
Dave?
it pre-pro to Dave and stuff.
I should have sent it to you before. I didn't realize that was from your. I'll send it to you. Just going to be curious to hear you. I like it. I think it's really good.
It grew on me. At first I was like, and then I kept listening. I'm like, it's actually got my ear.
It's an interesting song because it definitely sounds like nothing else from the catalog. Like it's,
I'd like to hear that one. I don't think I've heard that one, but I remember the title.
It's got a bit of a guitar line, which this is a strange thing to say, that almost reminds me a bit of Sweet Child of Mine. There's like a bit of a sort of running guitar thing that's
that song did okay.
That song did okay.
Yeah.
So no, it's just funny. So
it's so fun to put these out to see what people, if are, what they're going to think. Because sometimes I'm like, I don't, I got to admit, I don't listen to the most current music. I listen to some weird music these days. So I don't know how people will enjoy them, but I know that I really enjoy them.
I think they're great, and Warren doesn't even know this because I haven't talked to him about it. But I mean, one thing I said to the band, and it's totally up to them. I'm not going to let them do what they want. But I kind of said, like, maybe we get Warren to finish these off. Maybe we get Warren to do a bit of a fix and mix.
I think he'd lend a nice touch to it.
Yeah.
He's such a musical mixer, and I don't think it needs to be as hard hitting as we've been in the past. And they're also, I mean, the thing is, they already sound great. Like Adam's a great producer; he's got great ears, and they sound great. They feel fully professionally produced already. So just a little bit of pixie dust from a world class mixer, and then we just sit back and watch the cash roll in.
Oh, I'm waiting. I've got a barrel set up right now.
I'm going to go
to now.
I'm going to go to radio. I think with I won't do anything without clearing it, but I would love to go to radio with a moment like this.
That's a
and
great
maybe
song
waiting
too,
for a sign if Warren can fix it up.
Yeah. Then we're happy to hear that.
Yeah, and I think not to get too ahead of ourselves, but I think the band's going to play Rifflandia. They have an offer.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, we've actually practiced last night just to kind of keep in touch. And it's kind of fun. I'm not lying. It's kind of fun to sit around and listen to Ryan here and drink and talk. Okay.
Nothing's changed. They can probably drink and talk even more than they could before, and they could really drink and talk.
They really have gotten good at it.
Well, what's funny?
Practice. They haven't been practicing their instruments.
No. Well, we sat around at that podcast, and I was really struck by how comfortable it was. Not that I was expecting it wouldn't be, but I mean, when was the last time I talked to Ryan? I've kept in touch with Kenn. I've done other projects with him. Haven't really kept in touch with Adam at all. Haven't kept in touch with Aaron at all. Haven't kept in touch with Ryan at all. And it was wonderfully comfortable and relaxed.
That's good.
It was really nothing but a pleasure. Like, it was really great.
Hey, sit back at you.
Yeah, no, it was. I'm really this. I don't know, man. Maybe when you get old, you just sort of you turn your focus a little more to the past than you do to the future. And I'm, happy at my company to let the younger people be more focused on signing new bands. Like, I'm the first person to admit that I'm out of touch in a way with a lot of new music. I like what I like, and I still have to approve everything that gets signed there. But I'm not the one out there going, "Oh, there's this new band that it's just that used to be me." It's not me anymore. And I'm not even interested in it being me anymore. Yeah. Like, it just, it's not that I don't care. I care very much about my company, but like, listen, I have two teenagers, and they don't
like river's moving.
They don't like anything. Yeah. They don't like anything I do. Like, I'll be, in fact, I often sit right at this desk in my basement if I'm listening to demos at night. And, I was sitting here listening to some demos and on headphones, and Henry was playing video games. Henry's my 18-year-old. He was, so it would have been like a year ago. He would have been 17. He was playing video games, and I was listening to a demo, not on headphones, off of my computer. And it was some band we were thinking about signing or something. And he gets up from the couch and he walks up the stairs right here, up to go up to the kitchen or something. And without even looking up or saying any, without like looking at me or looking up, he just walks straight by and says, "That sucks." Keeps going. So I said, whoa. I said, whoa, dude, whoa, come back here. I said, do you mean that? Or are you just being a said, no, it sucks. I said, you really don't like it? No, I don't like it at all. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your input. I mean, my kids like hip hop, right?
Yeah. Say me too. Like,
that's what they're into. So, no, it's just funny. Like the world shifts and, but like I said, like to me, this was one of those bands that, I take this personally. And so it's like, look at me, 20 years later, I'm still having I'm still pissed off.
We took it personally too. And that's why when it came around the second time and they say, who do you want to work with again? We said to ourselves, we believe in establishing relationships and knowing, and that's why we picked Dave again. Because if he took care of us, right?
Yeah.
That's felt good.
Dave, when was the last time you listened to Starting Today, just kind of start to finish?
It's funny. When you sent me several months ago some of these songs, these unreleased songs.
Oh yeah, I did send those. Yeah,
right. You sent them a few months ago, right?
Yeah.
Saying, which of these did you work on? And I was like, well, Picky, definitely. I was like, yeah, I definitely produced that. Some of the other songs I totally recognized and went, oh yeah, I know this. Yeah, I know this song. I don't think I produced it. Like, again, so foggy.
Yeah.
But after I listened to that stuff, I went and I listened to some of Starting Today. And I think it sounds great. Like Ablaze is awesome.
Yeah.
And I remember just being so, we put heart and soul into that record and into that band. And like you, Jonathan, I feel that it's like one of the great, I don't want to say the word disappointment because, in a lot of ways, when you make a record, making the record is the reward.
The reward, yeah.
And feeling good about what you made and standing behind it is the reward. And then success in the marketplace is gravy. But
Yep.
I could have used a little bit more gravy and a little less reward.
Yeah, that's how we felt too. The great thing is looking back, people still stop me and say, I still listen to your music. It's still in my Spotify playlists and stuff. And that really means a lot because I think we built something that wasn't a flash in the pan for just that time.
Yeah, I mean, you must see it still show up on your SoCan check. Like I think that at least Bang and Coal Mine still get play, right?
Yeah.
Radio play?
Yep.
Bang has hit an interesting algorithmic thing on Spotify, and so it gets still playlisted. It's interesting. Like it still gets a lot of action.
Uh-huh.
But like I said, part of why I decided to do this was to kind of hopefully reinvigorate the entire catalog. Like we still get emails about Armchair Cynics, and often from the U.S. Like they definitely had a U.S. sort of fan base. Which is interesting. And yeah, I mean, I think I listen to Starting Today more than I listen to the EP. It just sort of resonates with me a little deeper. Like I've got a playlist that I made from both records. I don't mean recently. I did that probably 10 years ago. But I did that with a lot of my, a lot of artists where I just, I like there's 6 or 7 songs that I keep listening to. I might as well just put them on a separate playlist. And I mean, Ablaze 100%. I still think that's one of the best sort of first, songs on an album kind of songs. Like what a great way to start an album. Starting Today remains one of my favorite, not just favorite Armchair Cynic songs, one of my favorite songs. I mean, I just, and I think I was saying this on the podcast I did with the guys, like there's something just sort of wonderfully uplifting about the lyrics on it. Kenn, that's always been such a strong thing for you. You're a very good lyric writer. And the thing I loved about that one was that's such a song about second chances and about, trying to ignore like stuff that's happened in the past. And it
always resonates, right?
And that's a song that, God damn it, should be getting synced on sort of positive commercials and stuff, like to me, that's just such a positive sort of song. And then like Can't Sleep, which might be the song I've listened to more than any others in the entire catalog of the band. Just such a comforting sort of song. And still one I listen to a lot. And I mean, I think
Dave did the orchestrals on that one. Remember, you wrote the strings and stuff. That was a beautiful song. Can't Sleep.
Yeah, we did that at Armory too. We did the strings and the horns in one day. That's why the Armory has a credit on that record.
Yeah.
We went for one day, did strings for half a day, horns for the other half a day.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, when you talk about it, Jonathan, I just, again, like, I don't want to use the word disappointment, but, with the amount of blood and sweat and love we put into the record, and I can remember having this feeling when it was all done and it was mixed, going, this is really good. Like, we can all hang our hat on this, and there's some great songs. It's a great band, great sound. And then...
That's it. A time when there was tons of music out too. You're fighting tooth and nail for anything, and there's a flood of bands out there. That's the way it goes.
Well, I mean, how many great records didn't get, most, right?
Yeah.
The truth is, but that's one of the things that's interesting about the way the music business is now and the way people consume music. It's so like back then, if you didn't get radio, you were that was it. And the major labels controlled everything. I mean, they still do to some degree, but the grip has loosened in a big way because there's so many ways of breaking through that have nothing to do with radio and nothing to do with major labels. So, that was another inspiration for me starting to go back to the catalog to kind of go like, this is a new opportunity because of the way things work now. It's a new opportunity. And, maybe it starts a little niche and then it builds out. But I mean, for something like this, are we going to get supported by the Zone? I would think so.
I'd hope so.
Are we going to get supported by CFOX? I would think so.
Hope so.
And there is this new format that's around now called Classic Alt, and a whole bunch of stations have converted. There's now an Edge in Calgary, 107.1 The Edge, Calgary, Classic Alt. All they play is Matthew Good Band and stuff from, did you know that, Dave, that there's this format is now kind of rolling out all over the place?
Well, I'm going to get a t-shirt that says Classic Alt.
Yeah.
Get me one too.
Yeah. It's pretty weird. I mean, it's pretty...
I don't even think we don't even need t-shirts. I think people just see us on the street and go,
that dude's Classic Alt.
Well, so far...
Bands and gray hair.
2 chorus stations are officially that format. That one and Power 95 in Winnipeg is now Classic Alt. And, the Edge in Toronto is no longer a reporting station. And largely because of that, they haven't officially said they're Classic Alt, but I think they are. I think that's what they're going to become now. So there seems to be an appetite for music from that era. And this one's interesting because it's unreleased. It's not like it was a hit then, so it'll be interesting to see sort of what
interesting how it morphs.
Yeah.
Well, classic rock sat there for a long time at a lot of work sites for we're talking way past its time. So it's nice to see the new classic be alt.
Well, they had to do something because, the truth is that format's dying. Like the rock format at radio is dying and so is the alternative. Like it's, you have a hit at alternative radio in Canada now. What does that mean? It means you're getting played on 6 stations. Like there's only 6 or 7 stations, and that gets you charting, which looks good on,
It's the last days of vaudeville.
Yeah. Well, that's right. It's a little bit of that, So, I don't know. What else? Anybody have anything else they want to say about all this?
Well, I have something to say. I'm going to come see you guys play, and I'm going to heckle.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm going to punch the bass player out and ask you to replace him.
These are inside jokes for those of you who are wondering.
Oh, I still tell that story.
Tell it. I want to hear.
Okay.
I have to be honest. I don't fully remember.
Oh, this is a bizarre story. We had picked up. We were on the road, and we were playing like Lloydminster something, and we had a new bass player in the band who we were kind of getting to know. He was a bit off, And so it was the last show of the tour, and we were having to drive, I think it was 16 hours straight, because he was an Army reservist and left that out to the last moment. And so then we're getting in the van. It was finally the night that I could drink, because being a singer, I don't drink every night. And so we get in the van, and I'm singing away, and they're driving down the road, and he tells me to be quiet. And I was just like, hey, man, I'm going to relax and sing loud. I'm sorry if it bugs you, but, you're the new bass player. Be quiet. Keep driving. And so we keep going, and he tells me to be quiet again. So then I asked him to pull the car over. Just let me out. I don't want to be in this vehicle anymore getting told to be quiet. And he's like, well, obviously this guy's got to get going because he's got to go to work. He's like, no, I'm not pulling the car over. So then I'm like, well, you got to pull the car over. I told you to. And he's just like, no, I'm not pulling it over. I'm like, well, now I'm being kidnapped. So I'm going to give you to the count of 3 to pull the car over. And he's just like, no. And I went 3, 2, 1. And I punched him in the face as he was driving down the road. And he was shocked. And I said, I don't know why you're shocked. I totally counted down and I warned you.
Which was very courteous, really.
I thought so too.
Yes.
So that's the inside joke. And then Dave played bass once. When we played the,
you missed out the part where once you punched him in the face while he was driving the van, he proceeded to drive himself to the airport. Get out.
Oh no, Ryan woke up and had to drive, and he shouldn't have been driving. And then when I woke up, I'm like, what happened to that guy? And they said, we dropped him off at the airport. He took a flight home.
So the next day the phone rings and you're like, oh, we've got a show at the Mod Club in Toronto and then a showcase for Universal in Huntsville. And Ken punched the bass player in the face while he's driving the van. Can you play bass?
Yes.
And I'm like, how hard can it be?
And thank goodness you did. You saved our butt.
Yeah, and when you said pull the van over, I pulled the van over.
That's pretty funny. Well, man, this was a memory lane, pretty intense trip down memory lane.
I appreciate it, eh?
Yeah, my head hurts from not remembering anything.
Yeah, good God. 2005 and 2009, those are the years of those records. And my God, 2005, is it really 20 years ago? It is.
And it's 20 years ago. Go ahead.
Surely we made the record. The record, Starting the Day came out in 2009. Surely we made it. And then it percolated for a little bit before it was released.
Well, let's see. Starting Today came out in October of 2009. So it may have been.
Oh, yeah. We probably finished it up in early 2009 then.
You would think so. And then as far as Killing the Romance, that came out also later in the year, August of 2005. Like that one was a long process too, from what I remember, just because there were 2 different sets of producers. But here I am speculating like I actually have a clue, and I don't.
Me neither, man. Me neither.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing you guys. So you're gonna play Rifflandia?
We'll play Rifflandia this year. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It'll be fun.
Well, I told Nick Blasco, who runs Rifflandia, that this was happening, and I didn't even have to twist his arm.
Right.
I
don't think we ever. Rifflandia wasn't around, or maybe it was just starting when we were playing.
Oh, so you never played it? I assumed you did.
No.
Oh, isn't that funny? That's really interesting. Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, no, it's. I'm going to probably come over for that as well. I don't want to miss that.
Oh, it'll be fun. Yeah, Rifflandia's fun.
It'll be a gas. All right. Well, I want to do a big thank you to Dave Genn and a big thank you to Ken. I'm going to say your last name wrong. I've always reluctant to say your name. It screws my head up. But let me try. Okay. Let me try. Thank you to Dave Genn. Thank you to Kenn Coutu.
Yes, that's the normal way. But people call me Coochie because we pronounced it Coochie for decades and decades.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense.
I prefer Coochie.
Yeah, I do too, because it just breaks the rules.
Yeah, but that's not the name. It's not how it's spelled. You don't have a right to just pronounce it the way you want.
Oh, they did. We don't know how long ago they changed it. Like a long time ago.
Well, I'm supposed to be like, hi, this is Jonathan Silversides from 604 Records. Why Silversides? I don't know. That's how I want to pronounce it. you. Is that what we're doing here? Is that the game we're playing?
Yes.
Okay. Dave Kenn Coutu or Kochi Mama or something.
Coochie man.
Thank you guys so much. That was a lot of fun. And thank you, Alexi, our producer, and signing off. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.